Om Shanti, good morning. Today is the blessing of 10th of January 2019. May you be free from ego and remain constantly happy-hearted by renouncing any unripe fruit of regard or honor from doing service. May you be free from ego and remain constantly happy-hearted by renouncing any unripe fruit of regard or honor from doing service. The royal forms of desires are name, respect, and honor. In Hindi, Naam, Maan, and Shan. They rhyme. Those who do service for their names to be known are able to earn a name for a temporary period, but their names go to the back in claiming a high status, because the fruit they eat is unripe. Some children think that in the subject of service they should receive respect, but that is not respect, it is ego. Where there is ego, there cannot be happiness, and this is why you have to become free from ego and constantly experience happiness. So we all know the taste of eating unripe fruit. It can be sour, it is tasteless, and it can also be discomforting. Yet the ego is such that when it wants something, it will destroy everything on its path to get it. In fact, empires have fallen due to ego, and families have been broken due to ego, and we have distanced ourselves from God due to our ego. In fact, there's a saying that if you want to make God laugh, then tell him your plans, because we think we know better. So Baba is saying unripe fruit is Naam, Maan, Shan, eating this name, respect and honor fruit. And Baba says, yes, they may claim it for a short time, and if they continue to take pleasure from that, then their names will go to the back in claiming a high status. So why is that? Because the fruit that they ate was unripe, meaning it was not ready yet to be served. It was not ready yet to be eaten. It was not meant for now, actually. It was not meant to be picked. We break the laws of nature when we break unripe fruit off the tree. Ripe fruit means that the fruit will fall off the tree naturally. So there is a saying that the fruits of patience are very sweet. And this is a Zen story about impatience and ego. In ancient Japan, a young man was eager to learn the art of karate. So he went to the most experienced master in the land. And the master asked, "So what do you wish from me?" And the student said, "I wish to be your student and become the finest karateka in the land. Can you tell me how long I must study?" And the master replied, 10 years at least. 10 years is a long time, said the boy. What if I studied twice as hard as your other students? 20 years, replied the master. 20 years? What if I practice day and night with all my effort? 30 years in that case, was the master's reply. So the boy got a bit perplexed and he said, how is it that each time I say I will work harder, you tell me that it will take longer? And the Zen master replied, well, a pupil in such a hurry always learns slowly. So it's the same with our learning, it's the same with the fruits, our fortune. Everything will come in its right time. We have to trust. And there's a saying also that if you take something out of the oven before its due time, it's half-baked. And again, the same concept, it will not taste good. So everything takes time, the fruits take time to grow, the cake takes time to bake, and we just have to exercise patience. Actually, on the confluence age, we Brahmins are moving ahead with blessings. It is only in the golden age that we deities will get to eat the fruit. Now we have Baba and the blessings, and the family and their blessings. But in the golden age is the fruit of the effort that we made now. So if someone is making some toli and at the same time they are eating those tolis, then how many tolis will be left at the end? It's not a trick question. So obviously as I eat my fruits now, then there'll be less left for the golden age. And so Baba is saying the fruits are wanting a name, wanting recognition. See, that was me, I did it. This is why in all the faiths there is the notion that not even the left hand should know what the right hand is giving. To do it in secrecy without any need for recognition. In fact, Baba says that as soon as you say, I did it, the return is reduced by half. So what have we saved for later? In fact, in the early days, Baba would wait outside the history hall by the window and he would check how many times the sister who was giving a little class would use the word Baba and how many times it was I. When we say Baba says, Baba says. So the more we say Baba says, the more Baba is in our mind. So the problem with taking the name and fame is that if we take the praise, we also have to take the defamation. And so if I say I did it, then I have to listen to all the complaints and criticism. So it's really better to share the name and also the blame. That is why this numbering system of the Golden Age is arranged not by God or by Mama or Baba. It is determined with all these subtle acts, with these subtle thoughts. How much do I want? How much am I willing to give up? And the more I can give up here, the more I will have there. Some people think, well, who has seen tomorrow? Let's enjoy it all today. In other words, in this lifetime, now. Well, it is such a karmic law that whatever I sow, I will reap that. So just as I reap tomorrow what I sowed today, it is for sure that I will reap next birth what I have sown in this birth. What is the need for this recognition, respect, honor? It's of course the ego. There is such a low self-respect in the soul that to compensate for that, I'm looking for gratification from outside myself. Some approval that what I'm doing is good. In fact, we all need to want to be loved and appreciated, to be accepted, to belong. But unless I'm feeding myself those things, I will want them from outside, from there. But the problem is it's a bottomless pit, and it's never enough when it is from out there. In fact, even when we say so many years in Gyan, what does that mean anymore? Or is it just the ego showing off? Now when I say I have known the knowledge for so many years, I feel embarrassed truly, because the stage that I should have created in those years is surely not what Baba wants. So having seen a lot, seen many come and go, it's not even about the number of years. It's about the intensity of effort, our sincerity of effort, our honesty in our effort, constant perseverance and dedication. The ego is actually the first and the last, isn't it? Like when the child is born, he first starts to develop the identity, right? Who am I? I'm so and so. I'm the child of such and such. And then when we die, It is the shedding of that whole I and everything connected with that I. I will not carry Aruna to the next birth. A lot of Aruna is to do with this part, the alokik, but that is not me. That's not the real me. I'm much more than that. So even till the end, we will be tested. They say for the spiritualist, the ego is the last enemy, because even for us to say, I am spiritual, is an ego identity. I am a yogi. These are labels on the container. That is not the content of the container. In fact, I should not even need to say it. It should be obvious. So did Brahma Baba ever sit on a plane? Did he travel the world? Was he ever on television? No. And how big was his audiences? What, 300, 400, 500 people? Yet he became the master of the world. And so if Mama and Baba didn't need these things to become perfect, then neither do we. We don't need all that popularity. What we do need is intense tapasya. In the early days when I came to Madhuban, then Dadi Janki had sent me for a few days to stay with Dadi Gulzar in Pandurban, just as a break and for some good company. So in the mornings I would come and sit by Dadi as she was getting ready. And one morning she was standing there in front of the mirror doing her plat and about to put on her sari. And one sister came. And she was speaking with a loud voice and she was blaming Dadi for something. And Dadi did not move, did not blink. She was not disturbed at all. She continued looking in the mirror and then softly replied, Acha? Acha? Is that so? And it was such a beautiful response that really touched me, which is why it has stayed with me even till today. She had no ego. So there was no ego to dent, no ego to hurt, no ego to crush. And that is what I truly believe, that during those 14 years of tapasya, Brahma Baba and Mama truly worked on killing the ego of everyone, all the dadis, the senior brothers. Truly worked on cleaning out the chit, cleaning out the memory track of old sanskars, old behaviors. They came from such rich families, some never even washed a teacup, yet they made them do all the chores just to kill the body consciousness. So there's no need actually for insecurity. We need to trust that whatever is in our fortune will come to us. We don't need to beg for it or fight for it. And most of all, we just need to trust Baba, that he knows what we need and that he will provide. This is the security we need. That my life is in Baba's hands and I will get everything that I need from Baba. So word had spread across the country that there was a wise, holy man living in a small house on top of the mountain. And so one of the men from the village decided to make the long journey up to visit him. And when he arrived at the house, he saw an old servant inside who greeted him at the door. So he said, "I would like to see the wise holy man," he said to the servant. And the servant smiled and led him inside. So they walked through the house, and the man from the village looked around eagerly, waiting to meet this holy man. And before he knew it, he had been led to the back door and was being escorted outside. And he stopped and turned to the servant. He said, "But I want to see the holy man." And the old man said, "You already have." So this is the kind of humility, I think, that Baba's asking us to practice. That, even if people appear plain or insignificant, then we should see them as a wise and holy person. We should become that embodiment of humility, where we don't want that same name, fame, and recognition. So as Baba said, these are royal forms of desire, right? We think, at least I should have, at least I should have, at least I should have. But there is no at least. In Baba's world, there's no at least, because whatever I do, I'm doing for Baba. And I should not expect even the least from others. And that's why Baba said that you will remain happy-hearted. Because as long as I'm waiting and expecting, then it will never happen. So now let's do a meditation on building our self-respect. First of all, I sit in the awareness that I am a pure and peaceful soul. And really try to feel these words as you will say them to yourself in your mind. I, the soul, am pure and peaceful. Feel the purity of the soul. Feel the pure-heartedness of the soul. And feel the inner peace of the soul. And repeat these lines in your mind quietly and feel them and absorb them. I am a diamond. I am precious. I'm beautiful. I'm special just as I am. I'm full. I'm grateful. I am wise. I share and I care. I forgive. I forgive because I have a big heart. I am happy, just happy. And I am light. I am double light, both bright light and light as in lightweight, feeling free. And where did I get all these qualities from? From the Supreme Treasure Store. And where will I get more of these from? Only the Supreme Treasure Store. Baba is the only one who can know my needs and fill those needs. Every human being in the world is empty, and everyone wants, and very few are able to give. So now I look through Baba's treasure store and see what else it is that I need to fill myself with. And let me always return to this treasure store, because it's always open and always full. Nothing is lacking in the treasure store of God, of Baba. Om Shanti.